Welcome back to American Agenda. The Obamagate scandal continues. The Senate Judiciary Committee has authorized subpoenas to more than 50 former Obama administration officials as part of its investigation into the origins of the FBI's Russia probe. Among those subpoenaed are individuals involved in the Steele dossier, a private intelligence report on Russia interference and collusion with the Trump campaign. Now, the dossier was used by the FBI to obtain surveillance warrants against former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. But according to a recent investigation conducted by U.S. Inspector General Michael Horowitz, many of its claims cannot be corroborated. So how did such a faulty document come to play such a critical role in an FBI investigation? To weigh in, we welcome public policy and appellate attorney Paul Kamenar. Paul is very familiar with the Russia investigation. He represented a former Roger Stone aide who tried to resist a grand jury subpoena issued by special counsel Robert Mueller. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining us today. So explain to us, how did this document, because it plays such a critical role, but how did it even make it in there?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. The National Legal and Policy Center is also suing the Justice Department to get documents about the origins of the Mueller appointment. And so far, they're withholding some 300 pages of documents, and we're going to get those. But the whole thing with the Senate Judiciary Committee, chaired by Lindsey Graham, they've authorized subpoenas for up to 50 people, like you said, to get to the origins of how this whole Russia probe started, with the Steele dossier, with the 4 FISA warrants that were issued against Carter Page that had really no basis. There's also subpoenas being authorized by the Senate Homeland Security Committee of some 35 people. Plus, you have the U.S. Attorney for the Justice Department, John Durham, who's looking at this too. So we're all going to get to the bottom of this one way or the other. And it's just incredible how this Russia probe really spun out of control when, by August 2017, Mueller and company knew there really wasn't anything there, but yet they continue to pursue their charges against setup of General Flynn at the White House. They issued subpoenas against Roger Stone after August 2017. So there's a lot of wrongdoing there, as the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz, even found out. So a lot of this has not been brought to light, and this is why the Judiciary Committee and the Homeland Security Committee and the U.S. Attorney, most importantly, are going to get to the bottom of this. And I expect in the next month or two, you'll see these subpoenas being issued. You also see probably some indictments coming down from the U.S. Attorney on this matter as well, John Durham.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people are wondering if there's a smoking gun somewhere that goes all the way back to President Obama. We haven't seen it so far. But what we do know is that the FBI was involved with investigating members of the Trump campaign, that they based it on bad FISA warrants. Is there anything about that? I mean, when you suggest indictments, it kind of answers the question. But is there something illegal if the FBI did that, went ahead on bad information, and if so, what kind of charges?
Well, sure, yeah, that is not only illegal, but improper under FBI procedures. They could be charged with lying to the FISA court in terms of what the basis of this FISA warrant stated. There's also a civil lawsuit pending in federal court by Carter Page for violation of his civil rights. So these are some of the legal actions that can be taken. And then you have, even in the Inspector General's report, that there was an altering of some emails by the CIA and so forth. So there could be criminal wrongdoing there. But even if there is no indictments coming out, at the minimum, we need to see everything that went on here that was not covered by the Mueller report, and that's why Senator Graham and Senator Ron Johnson and the U.S. Attorney is looking at all of this to bring this out in the open.
Yeah. We had a little blip in your Okay,
sorry.
we got you back. Okay. We've got about 30 seconds. Is there anything that you expect may connect the former president with all of this endeavor?
Well, there are some subpoenas being authorized for Susan Rice and Samantha Powers, and these were people close to Obama in terms of the unmasking of Flynn, and there may be something there that would connected up to President Obama. They're also looking at Marchetti, who was the chief of staff to Biden at the time, and Biden also authorized the unmasking. So there's a lot that's going to be unmasked here, so to speak, or uncovered by all these investigations.
I think that's what this is all about, unmasking what's going on. Thank you very much, Paul. Paul Kamenar. And we're going to have